Battle, do you want me on your side? That way, in case you want to show off something, just show
Yeah,
me good.
let me move you over. There we go. Looks like we're probably going to come to you. So just stay where you're at, there where you spawn at, and we'll be there pretty quick. As far as the map itself, it's pretty simple, and it's believe it or not, there's a lot of symmetry on east and west sides. You know, at first you think they're really different, but then after you've looked at them a bit, you start to see similarities. My game settings must have changed. I'm seeing better graphics for some reason or other.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I'm back.
Alright. We're just about there. Okay, we'll start off with the first part of this is basically going to be about TDs and Artie. So you guys are going to know about a lot of these places, but looking at Land Shark, where he's right there, that's a TD spot. On that side, probably the most popular one. There is another one over here. It's not as possible. It's not as popular because it's great shots on the center, right where I'm at. You may get one shot off. You may get one shot off for the west side over there when they're sniping down on you. But
or if it's a low tier game and they're suicidal.
Oh yeah, but when they do, you move back to this rock right here, and if your tank's low enough, now they can still hit you, but if you're rocking like that, it's pretty hard to do, and you can still get shots on them, but it's not the best spot. The best spot is over there where he was at on the other side. That's the best spot because it allows you to shoot to the center, you know, center of town there, or it allows you to back up like this and take your shots and then get out of there. You know, you may get one. You might get one shot in. Okay, and the other spot is over here. And again, TDs right here. TDs are mediums, usually TDs, right in that spot right there. Over on this side where Land Shark's at for TDs. Then we're going to go back here. This is the Artie spots. There's not a lot of them, but they're good ones. This one, the first one is into these trees right here. And again, if you play Artie, you know, take your shot from that tree back up after you make your shot, and then take your next shot from this tree. Then you got one more spot if you want it, and this is where stock is at. You got a shot right here. It has a limitation to it in that the hill to your right will block access from shooting over on the west side. The B1 line, 1 and 2 line. It has some, you know, that'll block, but if you have to, you pull forward here, pull up here, take the shot, and then back up in there, you know, because they're already hunting for you too. So over here on this side is TDs and Artie. they like this area right here. The arty goes behind this bush right here. The TDs are anywhere here. From this point on down this whole road, I even kind of refer to it as the TD road because it, you know, there's spots all along there. If you stay in close to these rocks, where you're able to, with a TD, you're able to pull out, take the shot way down there, and then get back again in the rocks. So there's this one right here. This is the second one right here. You know, you can take your shot and back up on your TDs. Mediums, I wouldn't suggest it. Mediums, I would come around as fast as you can. You can use these phony tanks, these phony corpses right here. They're good for blocking shots, but not very much because they, after a while, they dial you in. But a medium, you want to at least try to get to this spot right here so that you can work this. You can go down here like this and take shots, but you just got to be careful because you have to be able to back up like this where I'm at. Am I going too fast? I bet I am.
Just a little.
All right, sorry. Don't you die. It goes flying in there and gonna just die.
There used to be an arty spot actually down in the river back here.
Yeah.
Is that still good?
Actually, it's on the, seeing it where he's going. I think it's the next. It's actually that next little island up there. He's going across to it right now. So that's the other spot down there. But you got to be careful because here's the trip. When you get down there, and they know you're down there, you don't get to come back. You're down there for good. The spot for scouting spotting is up here.
I made a mistake.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a mistake. You sure did. And see, you know, if you watch it, it took a little bit to get up there. So the best is always take your biggest run at it, you know, and really fly to get up here.
Actually, here it is back here.
I'm sorry?
The arty spot I was talking about.
Oh yeah, where are you?
Way in the back, in the river.
Way in the, oh, you're talking about out in the river. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
No, you
I'll
can't
t-
never
I'll-
come back out of it though. That's one thing.
I'll come back
Yeah,
there.
just, halfway, there's another spot where you get down there. Right where
Battleback is.
yeah, right where you're passing now. There's a spot you can get in the water.
We just can't get out after it.
Nah, that's true. You're committed once you get in there.
You're committed.
Yeah, that.
I cannot get back out.
But you know, I mean, it has its drawbacks. It has its pluses and minuses. You know, like anything else. Anyways, okay, so we did that. Now before we go down the other side, I want to jump back across. And we're going to get on the other side here. So I'll wait for everybody. I've been told sometimes I go too fast on this and then everybody doesn't get to see it. Whoever that's talking, I can't understand them. You're garbled. Okay, going to the city here. Oh, and you guys are, I just take it you're spectating. Okay, you got to kind of take a run at this. I think you know where I'm probably going. You go up here. Oh wait, did they change it? I think they changed it. This wasn't there before. Now wait a minute. Wow, they did. They changed it. They changed it. So you can come down it, but you can't go up it? Wait a minute. Let me make sure here. Oh yeah, nope, I can't make that. So they changed that. Anyways, there's an opening up there, and that's how you get to the center. without being shot, you know.
Okay,
Oh,
where's this opening? I'm now.
Yeah, now we'll have to go to the center, down the main road, down the center road, and I'll show you. And in other words, you can come out. They changed a couple things up there. They changed that, and they changed that you can knock down part of that, knock down part of the wall. We're going to go up in here. See, they even changed that. That didn't used to be like that. That used to be like a wall. But you come over here. Now this is real situational. You can get through here with a lot of tanks. They widened this out. It wasn't that wide. It used to be that my Cromwell would just barely slip through it. Now look, there's like a good 3 feet on the other side of it. But you can come out here, take your shots that you need, and if you need to come out and go down, then you can. I'll move back out and you can take a look at it. The other area, and you have to be real careful here, but see this dummy? I call them dummies. That's to give you some protection. If you take shots over there on the, where I was showing you that TD spot is by the tower, over by the base. You know, there's a spot on each side. Well, this was put there so that you have a decent chance of surviving, because everybody complained that they were just, you know, they were getting ripped right here. So they put this dummy tank in there, but watch this. See? So if you need to come out of there, that's all. Before you couldn't tear that down. So they're giving you a little bit of, they changed it a little bit to make it more fair anyway. Over here on this side, it used to be you could never go over this thing. It was a boundary, but actually, I'm not going to do it, but actually you can go over it now. You have to drive hard at this bush right here. Let's say you're up here, you know, and you want to go down, and they're watching the front gate here. I call it the front gate. They're watching it, so you think, well, how am I going to get out of here? If they're watching the front gate and they're watching from the base, if you go flying at that bush, believe it or not, you will go over. I'd do it, but it'd probably wreck me. I don't think they changed anything in here. This used to be kind of a bad deal. If you came in here, you got the opportunity to get to this spot. Yeah, they did change it a little bit. Before, when you got here, you couldn't get tucked in and they could still shoot you. Now they got it to where you can actually even knock down will it knock down? No, it won't. See, before these you could knock them down. Now you can't. But
to get in there.
yeah. And this is a real situational here. What you can hit and what you can't. You can be very vulnerable here, and but if you can get to this spot where I'm at right now, and again, it's only if your guys have the west side. If you have control of the west side, you don't have to worry about your back, and you can sit here and come forward, take the shot in the bushes like this, you know, and then move back where they can't hit you. But if they have that side over there, forget it. It won't even work. And again, they changed this where you can go down now. You couldn't before. They made little changes in that last update, and it's usually because everybody was complaining. All right, and another change that they made. If you'll follow me down now and come out of there, I'll show you where it's at. And again, it's a change of access. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time, but might. And it's right down here. You can now travel along that in the water down there. I'll go on down there without drowning, and you come right up here. And this is how you can come up through this area. If you get off in the water, you can survive now. And there you go. And then you come up here, this little ramp, and this allows you to work your way and use this building as protection, and so that you can work your way back to the base. If you like, right here is a real good place for if you want to fight it out from here and you're shooting it out with those TDs. This is a good spot right here. But if not, he's not watching you, he's giving you the chance, and you come over this and then work your way. Oh yeah, I got stuck. Nice. That doesn't matter, I run out of time anyway. he's on top of me. I'm not going nowhere now for sure. Well, anyway, show this to you because this is also can be part of the strat too. But I'll show it here real quick. Yeah, I'll run it again here. Invite is out. So invite's out, so there's country.
Anyone else wanting in?
Fast tank if you got one. Or you can spectator, doesn't matter. Anybody else? That's 6 of us.
I'm coming.
Okay, Dak.
I'm gonna grab my fast tank here.
Sure. Take your time. I usually don't do any live firing during map training, but some training, beware that you may want to swap out, get your gold out of there and get your expensive consumables out. Yeah. And we just kill him. Okay. The rain. You all ready now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Country, you just gonna spectator?
No, I accidentally clicked that. I didn't mean to. It wouldn't let me unclick it.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you set now? Nope, he's not. I'll wait. I'm no rush.
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, who in here is really good at doing lights?
I know some people that can screw a light bulb in and screw a light bulb out.
I'm alright at running light tanks. I don't know who said that.
Land Shark.
Okay.
Country Bay.
Country, I'll get with you after this then.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't care.
Oh, sorry, my mic was off and someone poked me. I was talking
Cheers.
this whole time.
You got poked?
Yeah. I got poked multiple times.
Yeah,
Okay, you guys stay over. You guys stay over on the north
Be right
side,
back.
and we'll come over there because I want to continue from where we were at to show you this.
So we're popping to here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alright, I'll run over there.
You probably know what I'm going to show them, so.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where we going?
You guys are staying right where you're at.
Okay.
This tank doesn't always bring the best out of me.
I don't think I've ever seen you in that tank, to be honest with you.
Man, it
There's a
is so
tank that
much
brings
fun.
the best out of you.
Oh yeah, man. I love to like be really reckless in this thing.
I thought that was every tank.
How'd you know?
I'll play
Do you
with
like
too
that
much.
tank?
Oh,
Okay.
dude, I love this tank.
I heard it's like absolute ass.
That's because people don't know how to use it.
Well, Big Brock is kind of an ass.
Okay, now the
Always
way we
something.
were going was right where we left off. You know, this is kind of crazy through the rocks and everything. You know, and you really couldn't spot us until we got past this building to my right. And then we're going to come on down. And the purpose of this is we're trying to work our way to the base without getting shot if you can. If they spot you, they're going to start shooting you. But if they're on the base and they're right at the edge, if they're further back, like where the arty spots were, you don't have to worry about it. But you're going along here. I'm knocking trees down, but you're not supposed to knock down trees. You're supposed to swerve around out of them. But the thing about it is when you get right here where I'm at right now, if you're in nice and tight to these rocks, they have to really push over above here on the left, on the west side here. You know, the sniping spot where they all go to. If you stay in tight, they either have to push nose over to shoot you, and then they can't back up. That if they don't go far enough, they can't hit you. So you just come along here and keep. When you come to this spot, right where I'm at right now, don't stop here. Just come in tight, and then come along and to keep moving. You know. Now once you're here, the TD that will be on the far side of the tower, he can no longer hit you, but the one on this side can. So your battle at this point where I'm sitting right now is with the TD that's on this side of the tower over at the base there. Yeah, you follow what I'm saying? So in other words, you're protected by the guy in the sniper position above you. Yet you can fight it out with the guy over at the tower over there.
So how do y'all get to here from where y'all were?
So here, follow us. So we'll show you. So
Yeah.
usually you want to start like it's good, especially as like in the very beginning of the map, you're trying to spot a lot of things. It's also good in you're like kind of middle to end. If you're going in the beginning, you don't want to shoot. You don't want to expose yourself. You're just trying to spot for your team at that point. So
Now, will all of us be doing this, or is it just be a select few?
I mean, anyone who wants to see how it's done. Usually you just do, I mean, if it was in a pub match,
Yeah,
it would probably just be one.
Okay.
One or if two if you feel really ballsy. If you're in a medium, this is best for the light. So if you come around, so I've spin around here. Oh, beautiful parking bacon. I thought you were gonna like side bump me. Be like dominoes. So you're gonna roll in like this. What I usually do is, depending on if you're trying to spot the center, if I'm not trying to spot the center and try to be kind of sneaky, I'll actually cut down towards the water. So you're actually not gonna be spotted on the F4 line. Oh, there you go. And so, depending on how fast you are, if you're not wanting to spot in the beginning, this is probably the best way to go. And then you'll actually come around. That way you're completely not getting spotted by the center. And then you can come out, pop out over here. And what I would recommend
I think battle's way to go. Probably better. Each one all the way through straight through the water.
It can be iffy because it is trying to start the 10-second timer on you.
Mm-hmm. Now originally
okay.
I would start here to spot. If you see anything, like especially this is the greatest spot in the beginning, so you can actually shoot or like have your arties hit B4 or 5. Now,
You are not already safe there, just saying.
oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely not. This is where you have to be very. You don't want it to be shooting. If you do shoot, you need to run back to hide behind this tower, kind of where Stock Rat is, because this is going to be where your saving grace is from an arty.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I mean, I've
because
been
from
in this
normal
spot
arty
before.
spot, I cannot hit you.
But if you're trying to do it for speed to get to that spot in the very beginning, you're instead of going off to the far right, you're gonna actually cut right here, down this lane, right over here, and you're gonna cut right there.
Do you think you can make that not get spotted?
Yeah, depending on how many people are there and how fast your tank is. I don't recommend doing it on a slow medium. It'd be a fast medium, and this is where you really have to pay attention to what tanks
I mean,
are coming at you.
What tier do we play? 6? We play 6.
6, yeah.
What's a light tank for that?
T64, T37.
Yeah, I can run a T37.
Yeah, so
That's type
They-
64 is what you meant.
exactly. So if we were doing a strat on this map, most likely we're facing this side. I would actually have us, if we're medium. Oh, can I make it? There we go. We would actually roll up this way. We would have the heavies roll on the 7th or 6th line. And basically what you do as mediums is you actually kind of bomb rush this. Kind of one's the kind of, you're going to see what you're going to see. And then you're going to have 2 people rush right up to here. The rest kind of spread out in the center of the map. And you're actually going to park right here because you're going to proc spot anything up
That's up there.
Yeah, one more. Done goof. You have one guy sit there, another guy sit right here below, and depending on where they're at, it's gonna cause them to be shooting. Because to get to the guy who's sitting like where I'm at, they have to come around that corner to get him, or they have to roll down. And this guy, if they do roll down, you just back up towards your teammates, and it's basically baiting them off that hill.
Okay.
And so,
Where I'm at is the guy you really want to kill, though.
yeah,
You want to
that's
kill
the big-
him first.
Mhm.
Now,
This
who's
is
saying?
protecting
Wait a
you
minute.
from-
Who's talking? Who's saying where to go? Which tank?
Oh, the ELC, the even 90. I apologize. It's
No
Brock rules.
problem. You park there, and you're dead.
So yes, from an arty, yes. From what I'm saying is, if you're in like a clan wars, like our strongholds, most tier 6 will not actually be right here. There's not usually going to be an arty. If they are going to be an arty, they're not going to leave them on the 4, 6, or 7. They're either going to bring them on A1 or the A9. Just because if anyone bomb rushes the base, they're going to lose that arty right off the bat, and you're already down 1 player. So this is what a strat where you're very aggressive as a medium team, and you're actually forcing them to come out to you. And you can actually, so while I'm here, the country bacon, can you pretend to be me over there? Let's say you were there, me, Stockrad. I'm gonna have you like right here, right in that corner. Wolfgang, we're gonna have you sit right there. And then I ran out of bullets. Dak, I'd have to wait 22 seconds. It sucks. It's the only thing that sucks about the thing. And then I don't know if y'all can still see me.
Yeah.
I might have came it out.
I
This
can.
is-
Well, he maybe he can't.
So this over here on the A6 line is where the heavies are, and they actually will shoot into where that sniping bush is on the C3. And they're far enough away, and depending on how they do, if they still are kind of really camped in hard, you can then push the heavies all the way around the side of the base on the 7 line and push up from there, depending on how good your gun depression is. And as you do this strat, you actually create a huge crossfire right on the 1 to 4 line for their team, and they there's not really a way to combat that. And then if you decide to really bait them, you can then put a person right where I'm at, and they're right behind this rock, and they can't shoot it, so they're forced their whole team to have to come out to actually break that. And so that's one of the good ways of playing this map on a strat in a strongholds. Now in a pub, I don't recommend sitting where country bacon is because of arty, and also it would have to depend on who's your teammates and where they are.
Well, sometimes you can play invisible tank from where I'm at too.
Exactly. And so like you
They'll
have
shoot
a
you
hard
and you'll
time
see it.
spotting them. Yeah. But that's one of the good spots as a strat on this map. You'll see a lot of strongholds, and you'll see a lot of the Unicoms and the Blueberry teams do this map because they're ready for it. And so you have to just be, if you're on this side and it's a whole medium crew, expect
Okay.
that probably gonna be one of the first things they're gonna try.
Okay, because we're running out of time here.
Go for it, Battle.
I'm going to quickly, if you'll come up to the top here, and I'll just run this by real quick. I'll wait till y'all get up here, just so you.
That way.
Thank you.
Country got your back. We got my engine.
I'll wait for Dak here. But basically, what all this is going to be about is TDs and mediums. The problem with newer players, when they get in the heavies, they try to pull this off, and it's just a big mistake because they're not snipers. They always think they are, but they're not. But basically, this is, you know, the #1 spot where everybody likes to, you know, with their TD, because it can shoot across the cap. You can shoot into the city edge, you know, the edges of the city. You can even shoot clear across to the opposing side, to the cliff, to the opposing side. You can make it all the way across there, but
T7.
yeah. Okay, so there's these spots all along here, you know. So there's that one. That's the big one here. The next one doesn't happen until you do this double elbow here. We're looking at everything that's facing inward towards the center city. So you got one here. Now in here you have to be careful in that usually, well, this is what I do. If there's no one else up here and you can pull it off, you shoot out of these bushes, and then you move, and then you shoot where Brock's at out of these, and you just keep moving back and forth. If you can move back and forth, a lot of times they can't get you because you're resetting each time and pulling off a shot and then backing up again. So
The only thing you just have to be careful is watching a heavy push.
yeah. So if they come up there, you only chance you got is to push off on this over the edge, and you really don't want to do that if you don't have to. This is another spot right here, of course, for TD. And again, if you go in and opposing enemy comes up there, you're pretty much stuck there, unless you go ahead and push over and going down. Problem with that is you can get shot from the city. You know, so it's all very situational, but those are TD spots. Go ahead.
Does everybody know how to play invisible tank with a bush? Everybody know how to do that?
Explique, por favor.
Okay, so if I'm right here and I spot a target, I don't have a spotter. If you go in your sniper mode, back up till the bush blocks your view, and use the tank outline to fire. If you do that, you will not light. And then pull forward, relight your target, then back up again, and then fire again.
Yeah, don't be lazy and just sit there and just keep firing in one spot. They will nail you.
Take your shot away. And if you have a spotter, there's no reason to be up against the bush. Leave it blocking your view because your spotter's spotting the target for you. And that's how those guys play invisible tanks. They get double bushed or they back off of it. And then they never light when they shoot you.
I was going to, but then I thought, nah, I better not.
Hey, Battle, you think you got time to come down the 9 line really quick?
Actually,
Never
no.
mind.
It's 19 seconds.
No, never mind.
It's going to be really fast.
Well, this is the last spot right here. And
Attack, show that bush
this
again.
is actually will be used in a strategy. He'll show you when we get to that strategy too. That's it. Okay, from this point on, now if there was any questions, you know,